For function expressions, there is a distinction between the function name and the variable the function is assigned to. The function name cannot be changed, while the variable the function is assigned to can be reassigned. The function name can be different from the variable the function is assigned to. They have no relation to each other. The function name can be used only within the function's body. Attempting to use it outside the function's body results in an error or gets another value if the same name is declared elsewhere. And here we have an example. We have the constant declaration name y, and we are assigning it to the function name x. And here in the body of the function x, we only have a set of curly braces, an empty set of curly braces. We end up this statement with a semicolon. And now we're gonna cancel that log, the variable x, but we haven't defined the variable x, so we are gonna get an error, reference error, x is not defined. And we can grab this example, we can go to any tab and press Ctrl+Shift+I. We paste it here, and there you have it. Uncode reference error, x is not defined. So on the other hand, the variable the function is assigned to is limited only by its scope, which is guaranteed to include the scope in which the function is declared. A function declaration also creates a variable with the same name as the function name. Thus, unlike those defined by function expressions, functions defined by function declarations can be accessed by their name and the scope they were defined in, as well as in their own body. A function defined by the new function will dynamically have its source assembled, which is observable when you serialize it. For example, we have the console.log, and the parentheses we have the new function that toString, and it gives us this function name anonymous. In the body we only have an empty set of curly braces. This is the actual source used to compile the function. However, although the function constructor will create a function with name anonymous, this name is not added to the scope of the body. The body only ever has access to global variables. For example, the following could result in an error. So we have new function, and inside of the parentheses we have this string alert, and then we have open parentheses anonymous. We end up with a semicolon, and then we have an empty set of parentheses. So we can grab this example here, and we can clean it up with Ctrl+L, paste it, and as you can see we have this error, uncode eval error, refuse to evaluate a string as JavaScript because unsafe eval is not an allowed source of a script in the following content security policy directive and script source report sample and self. So a function defined by a function expression or by a function declaration inherits the current scope, that is, the function forms a closure. On the other hand, a function defined by a function constructor does not inherit any scope other than the global scope, which all functions inherit. So here we have this example. We have the global that p is assigned to the number 5. So p is a global variable. We end up this statement with a semicolon, and now we're gonna declare this function, and this function, the name of this function is going to be my function, short for my function. And inside of the curly braces we're going to have this constant declaration, this constant name p that is going to be assigned to the number 9. So p is a local variable, so in this case the constant p is inside of the function my function. So in this case it's a local variable with the value of 9. Outside of my function the value of p is gonna be the number 5. Okay, we end up this constant declaration with a semicolon, and now we're gonna declare another function inside of my function. We're gonna declare the function name decl, short for declaration, and inside of the parentheses we're gonna cancel that log, the constant p. So the result that we are gonna get is gonna be the number 9 because it's still in scope. So we close the curly braces of the function declaration, and now we're gonna declare the constant name expression, expr, short for expression, and we're gonna assign it to this function without name, and inside of the curly braces we are going to cancel that log, the constant p. So outside of that we have the constant declaration name const, and we're gonna assign it to a new function, and inside of the parentheses we have this string /t cancel that log, and open parentheses p close parentheses, we end up with a semicolon, and then we close this string with double quotes. So we end up this statement with a semicolon, and now we call in the functions, and we call them by simply typing their name and then at the end the parentheses. So we call in the function declaration, we call in the function expression, and the function counts. So we close the curly braces of the function my function, and now we're gonna call my function, and we type my function, we open parentheses, we type in the name my function and then the set of parentheses. The result that we are gonna get is gonna be 9 for the function declaration, because for declaration by function declaration is in the current scope, so where p is assigned to the number 9. The second one for expression, so the second one expression is here, const expression is still inside, by function expression is in the current scope, so we also gonna get the value 9. But for const, so when we are in the constant name const, we are pretty much in the global scope. So for const by function constructor we are gonna get the value of 5 because it's global scope. If we try to grab this example and go to the Chrome developer tools, we can refresh it, clean it up here. What we are gonna get is gonna be an error, uncode eval error, refuse to evaluate a stream as JavaScript because unsafe eval is not allowed. So that is that. Functions defined by function expressions and function declarations are parsed only once, while a function defined by the function constructor parses the string paths to each other, to each and every time the constructor is called. Although a function expression creates a closure every time, the function body is not reparsed, so function expressions are still faster than the keyword new function in parentheses. Therefore, the function constructor should generally be avoided whenever possible. A function declaration may be unintentionally turned into a function expression when it appears in an expression context. So here we have this example. We have a function named foo, and inside of the curly braces we're gonna cancel that log the string foo exclamation. So this is a function declaration. We can grab this example, we can go to the Chrome developer tools. If I press enter, we're gonna get undefined. So in order to call it, you have to type in the name of the function, and at the end a set of parentheses, and then we're gonna get the string. Okay, full exclamation. Now here we have do something. Inside of the parentheses here we're gonna have a function name, the function name foo, this one, and we're trying to pass it here. So a function expression passed as an argument. And if we try to grab this example here and paste it, uncode reference error, do something is not defined, so the do something here is not defined. On the other hand, a function expression may also be turned into a function declaration. An expression statement cannot begin with the function or async function keywords, which is a common mistake when implementing the IIFES, immediately invoke function expressions. So here we have this example, we have this function, and inside of the curly braces we have the function name cancel.log, and then in the parentheses we have this string full exclamation, which is gonna throw us an error, syntax error. Function statements require a function name. So now we have below that the function name full. Inside of the curly braces we're gonna cancel that log the string full exclamation, and again it's gonna throw us an error, unexpected token. So if we grab this example, we can grab this example and go to the Chrome developer tools, we paste it, and there you have it. Uncode syntax error, function statements require a function name. So instead start the expression statement with something else so that the function keyword unambiguously starts a function expression. Common options include grouping and using void. So in this case you're using grouping, so we start with parentheses, and inside of the parentheses we have the function, inside of the function we have the curly braces, and we cancel that log the string full exclamation. We end up this cancel that log with a semicolon, we close the parentheses of the grouping, and now we open an empty set of parentheses, and we end up this statement with a semicolon. Outside of that we're gonna use the keyword void function, and then in the curly braces we're gonna cancel that log the string full exclamation, and again we end up the cancel that log with a semicolon. We close the curly braces of the function of this function, and then we added an empty set of parentheses, and we end up with a semicolon. So if we grab this example here, it's not gonna throw us an error, this is valid. So you go here, Control L, or just press the circle to clean it up, and we press enter, and there you have it.